Do I feel good today? What is good, DTL Universe? Welcome into your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. We call it Driving the Line. We are simulcast every single morning on our YouTube page, but also with our incredible new partners at Stadium. And wherever you find Stadium, you will find us. Amazon Prime Video. I've got it on right next to me here in my office. How about YouTube TV? How about Roku TV? We are everywhere thanks to all of you. Now, when you come in, please hit that like button for us. It really helps the show grow. Now, I am sick and tired of baseball. Why? Because your boy went 0-2 yesterday, but thank goodness we got our man from the Dirty once again going 3-0. Check mark, check mark, check mark. It's all about being a part of the crew. But man, am I sick and tired of baseball. But today, coming up on the show, you know what time it is. It is Rant Wednesday. We look ahead to college football, and we've got a big-time story coming out of Tennessee that could revolutionize the world of NIL. All that's coming up, but we're putting everything today because we have so much content, everything, straight plays, props, right at the top, so we have no more time to waste. Don't forget about DTL, the podcast, dropping every single day at 2 o'clock Eastern time. And for all of you premium members, you get the video as well. And when I say Tennessee, you know my partner's here, and he's got a lot to say today. But first and foremost, good morning to you, AB.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, man. Dude, big Wednesday here. We got some kazoo there at the front. Feeling great, man. Let's go.
Well, people in the chat are loving that new intro to the show. Just kind of wetting the whistle just a little bit before we come on Stadium Live every single morning. But, AB, I know you got a lot to say today. I know you're all bottled up, and we'll get to that. But first and foremost, what is the Howie Schwab Crew Play of the Day selections today?
Bottled up, but I'll tell you what, we can't start any day without the great King Howie Schwab right there looking good. All right, Yankees Mariners over 7.5. Yankees Mariners under 7.5. A's Cubs over 7.5. A's Cubs under 7.5. What are you seeing? Low totals. Those are your options. Polls in the chat. Vote now. We'll update as we always do at the end of the show. And Coach, if I could take just a quick second here to give a shout out. Charles is legitimately on fire every single day in these soccer picks, dude. He literally just paid my T-Mobile bill. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, dude, he's awesome, man.
It is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'm done fighting it. We're just going to rename the first 15 seconds, Big Chuck World or something like that.
He's like Jerry West. He's the logo.
He is the logo. All right, we got a lot to get to here in the A's, as we call it. So without further ado, it's time for the picks. And we're going big on a Wednesday. Look at that, 6 wide. We've got the best crew in the game. I don't even have time for full introductions today. My numbers guy, Raphael, is here, as always. The only 5-star chef in the game, Seabass, is here. My man from Memphis, Tennessee, DG. And the man who gets those 15 seconds. Once again, I'm begging the rest of you to take it away from the man from the Dirty. Big Chuck, Charles, you get the 15 seconds.
Morning, Coach, crew. I appreciate you, AB, for the kind words. The gambling gods, they blessed us yesterday, so we were fortunate enough to have a good one. So we filed that one away and focus on today. Excited to get it going.
I know my other guys are very, very competitive. DG, you're coming off playing hurt. I mean, you've been very, very sick. Do you think you have what it takes to take Big Chuck down today?
I'm going to do my best. Listen, I haven't spoke the entire morning. I've been trying to hold my voice together. We're going to be all right. I dialed these in. Listen, I've been sitting in the bed the last 2 days. I had some time to look at some plays.
Okay. Well, your boy taking shots first thing on a Wednesday morning. Soupy, member of the crew in the chat, goes, DG, bro, I was hoping Vince Russo pushed him out. Shots fired. Wow. Nothing, DG? Nothing? Okay.
I got a little bit of something later for that.
I'll answer for it. Producer man has the pencil around here.
That is very true. All right, let's get into it. We're going to start with the classic splitter with Charles. We got more Champions League action today. Where are the check marks coming from? Give me your first, Charles.
The Champions League rolls on today, and we return to Prague, where Sparta Prague plays host, with the Iron Sparta averaging 2-team goals at home to start the season, while Salzburg pull into Czech Republic, scoring an average of 2.8 team goals on the road. These are two clubs that play on the front foot, and I expect a minimum of 3 goals with both teams scoring. There's no need in overcomplicating this matchup. I'll go ahead and take the over 3 full-time goals. I also like the both teams to score an over 2.5, but it was just priced a little too high in this Champions League contest starting at 12:45 p.m. Eastern.
Hashtag if you watch live. Hashtag it pays to watch live. Hashtag a stay on your toes play, because he likes both teams to score, just like we hit with Stuttgart and Real Madrid yesterday. Charles, am I right? I'm right.
You are right, Coach.
Yeah, as per the usual. All right, now, DG, I want to hear that voice, big boy. I got 2 plays. I'm looking at a strikeout, and you're always looking ahead. We have a college football look ahead later in the show, but you've got a play that we need to beat the number right now. You are up.
Yeah, we're going to start with Justin Steele at 7+ Ks, and this is at plus 164. The reason is he's going against an Oakland team that does have the third highest strikeout rate in the last 15 games. It is a day game. He is coming off the IL. But I believe that it was just a little tendonitis in the elbow. I think he's going to be back to full strength here. Plus, he's coming off some rest. So going against that Oakland team that does strike out a lot, we're going to go with the 7 Ks. If you do like the 6 Ks, it's at minus 120 at DK. All right, let's go to the other game. These two teams suck, okay? I'm a Florida Gators fan. Mississippi State is just as bad. One of these teams has to score 30 to cash this number. I don't know which team can score 30 in this game. I think both coaches really want to win this game, and because of that, I think they're going to kind of play a little coy, keep their cards close to the vest. And so I think it goes under 59. I wouldn't believe they even get to 50. I think this game is very low scoring. So we're going to go Florida, Mississippi State under 59 at minus 110.
DG, I got a email yesterday. Easy for me to say. Raphael, you put odds out on the next head coach at Florida, correct?
Yes.
So if they lose this week in this game against Mississippi State, will those come into play, do you think?
It could. I mean, it's just who's going to be fired first, Florida State head coach or Florida's head coach. I would want to be a head coach in any school in Florida right now, because right now Florida football, they just suck.
AB, who's it going to be? Go.
Well, I'll tell you this. Check me if I'm wrong, but I believe Florida has a bye week after this game. So if they lose and have a bye week, bye-bye. And also, this is the Dan Mullen revenge game on both sides.
Well, Soupy agrees with you, AB. He says Billy Napier is fired after this weekend. I think they lose to Mississippi State. Thank you, Soupy. Appreciate you.
Mississippi State got whooped by Toledo.
That's literally a sentence I don't think that's ever been said. Certainly not on this show.
At home.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my.
Bad.
All right, AB, you're on a roll right now. Let me come over to you. I need all 3 plays, and I love when I see Tennessee because they've proven, just like you told us in the preseason, that when they score, they keep scoring and keep scoring and keep scoring. You're up.
We're going to go first, Major League Baseball. A's Cubs over 7.5 at plus 100. Look, if Raphael believes in the Cubs, I believe in Raphael, and that's how we're going to get down. Now, I see him shaking his head down there. Even though he's not on screen, I can still see him on the bottom. But I'm going to believe for the both of us, Raphael. I think the Cubs offense gets it going, and I think the A's, Brent Rooker, get this thing fired up as well. Low total here. Good pitching matchup, but both of these teams really just up there having fun, man, swinging the stick. And that's why you've seen runs from both of them over the last month. Give me the over 7.5. And then finally, we're going to go college football here. Tennessee at Oklahoma, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Game days there in Norman. Josh Heupel used to play quarterback at Oklahoma. Josh Heupel won a national championship at Oklahoma. He was also fired at Oklahoma as the offensive coordinator. And I know for a fact that this man is pissed off about that, and he didn't forget, because you know what? He's looking at somebody saying, I want a title in this stadium. Who the hell is firing me? Well, he comes in with the best offense in the country against good luck. We're taking them both halves to score over 16.5 before this number gets to 17 or more of that key number. Grab them now.
Nothing like a pissed off head coach coming back to town. Boom. And it doesn't even matter what OU does with these 2 plays. Doesn't even matter. All we need is points. Both of them. All right, AB, thank you very much, sir. Now, Raphael, you're shaking your head when you're not on camera because we always know you're dialed in. Give me the 2 plays you're dialed in with today.
I do like the over in the Cubs game. Still probably going to be shorthanded. I mean, not pitch that long just because he's coming off an IR. I'm going to go with baseball. Valdez strikeouts +6.5, +135. His last 5 starts, he's averaging 7.4 strikeouts. I can't believe I'm getting +135 on this number. I think Valdez has an easy night striking out people at the plate. And I'm going to go football. We're going to the Fun Belt. That's Thursday. Tomorrow, the Fun Belt, the Sun Belt Conference. We're going to take South Alabama team total under 27.5. Their last 3 meetings against App State, they've been outscored 113-17. That's right, 17 points in 3 games they scored against App State. I just think both teams are going to run the ball. They've rushed 31 attempts, both teams. I think they're going to run the ball all day long, so this total will probably stay under, so give me that one. And then my play I had yesterday, the total's already 52.5 between Ohio State and Marshall. We're getting close to that middle mark, like I said we were going to, so keep an eye on that.
All right, very, very good. Charles, you got to wait one more second, big boy, because I got Seabass, who's been very polite, just sitting there listening to everybody else. But I know his picks, when he comes in on a Wednesday, first time of the week, he is fired up, ready to go. Seabass, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Coach. Yes, usually Wednesdays I am fired up. However, those plays don't usually translate until Thursdays. So if I got on Fridays, I could take Charles's 15 seconds. But today we're here on a Wednesday, as we always are. And my plays, I like Freddie Peralta to give up over 4.5 hits today. He's done this in 7 of his last 10 games. Phillies are top 8 in hits over the last 30 days. They're both trying to hold on to number 1 spots in their respective divisions. So I like some plays here. I like Peralta to give up those 4.5 hits. He's got to go at least 5 innings to get this, but any number one of those guys in that Phillies lineup are good for multiple hits. And then a hit parlay, Salvador Perez going up against the Tigers today. He's 10 of his last 27 against the starting pitcher for Detroit. He's batting .370 against him. And Nick Castellanos, while he's playing against Freddie Peralta, will just double down, let him get a hit to cover both of those sides or part of it. He's 7 of his last 17 and batting .412 against Peralta.
I have such a good feeling about these plays today. My gut usually is not wrong, unless I'm really, really hungry, which right now I absolutely am. All right, Charles, you're what we call a bookend today. You start and you finish. We got 3 more plays. Talk to me.
Our secondary event takes us to France. PSG begin their journey to a first-ever Champions League title with the Parisians scoring an eye-popping 4.5 team goals at home. And Girona, who shocked most with their top 4 finish in La Liga, arrives in Paris, conceding 1.3 goals away from home. PSG has been lethal at the Parc des Princes, and I have them scoring at least 3 goals versus this leaky Girona backline. So give me the PSG team total over 2.5. Next, a rematch of the 2023 Champions League final between Man City and Inter Milan. I have each team scoring this time, with City conceding in all their games this season, and Inter in 2 of 4. We'll back the both teams to score, with both of those going off at 3 p.m. Eastern. Lastly, a little late night MLS, Portland Timbers, LA Galaxy. Portland has scored in 5 of 7 first halves and conceded in 3 and 4. I see plenty of scoring in this late night MLS match, so give me the both teams to score first half at a nice +190.
Listen to you, Charles. I would love to play back Chuck from February and Charles in September. Man, light years giving out those plays. By the way, I went to the LA Galaxy field last week. They have they share with a tennis facility. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. You know what's also incredible is the fact that I'm such a great host that my timing was damn near absolutely perfect. You guys do not want to miss what we have coming up on the other side of the break here at Stadium, because what Tennessee is doing is revolutionary. What they are doing, I am shocked that it has not been thought of before. But we have a man on our crew that is literally a part of the movement. You can't get any better than that. Time for our first break. You're watching DTL live on a Wednesday right here on Stadium. We continue on here on our YouTube page, however, and AB, you mentioned Josh Heupel is pissed going back this weekend, and college is very different than the NFL. Just how angry is he? Because I saw a quote, which I normally never see, sir.
He's not a guy that talks a whole lot, but he has had this game circled for a while. It means something to him. Anytime that you get forced out of a job at a place that you won a national championship, almost won a Heisman Trophy at, a place that you love, yeah, for something that you don't agree with, you don't forget that, all right? And he hasn't forgotten that. And they told him specifically that his offense wasn't good enough for Oklahoma. Well, okay, bringing that offense on the end of this weekend. We're going to find out if it's good enough or not for you. He's had this game circled for a while, man.
And DG, when you think about that as a head coach, it's number 6 against number 15. They're both really, really good teams. This could be at 7:30 Saturday night, something that's can't miss.
This is definitely a can't miss game. We're talking about two teams that have incredible offenses, but also, they're a little spurned, right? And so Josh Heupel, he's an incredible coach. I think he puts it on Oklahoma. I wouldn't doubt if they just run the score up. No matter what the score is, just keep scoring. I think this is going to be an incredible game either way.
Raphael, how do the books look at Tennessee right now?
Just like how they look at the Saints offense. Please don't score that many points because the public's going to be all on the over. So they're really worried about this game, just what DG said. I think they're going to put a butt whooping and a lot of points on the board. So, yeah, the books are a little bit scared on this one, on the total wise. Not on the side, they can maybe see maybe a cover at the end, but the total, they are very, very worried on this one. I'm just glad it's at 7:30 and there's no UFC. So this is 100% focus for me on this game.
Raphael, we've got time that we've got to hit here. Anything else you'd like to take up the entire segment?
No, I was going to start my rant now, but we'll go. I'll stay.
Oh, you can't wait to hear my rant today because you are a part of my rant today.
Oh, shoot.
Damn right. By the way, Soupy's just lying in the chat. He says, I've been researching this. I stopped with researching. Stop it, Soupy. Just stop it. All right, we are back on Stadium Live in 5 seconds. Oh, this is a big one. This is a big one, and it requires only 2 people at the start. When I saw this headline, I immediately texted AB. And I said, this will be a big topic tomorrow. He says, you have no idea. So, AB, I want to take a step back and allow you to not only tell what Tennessee is going to do, but how it's directly going to affect things immediately. Floor is yours.
So what Tennessee is doing, their athletic director, Danny White, is instituted a 10% increase on season tickets, 2025 and beyond, the money that will go to NIL, Tennessee Fund for players, okay? So you look at that 10%, you say, all right, it's still waiting on a judge to approve of this situation, but that's essentially what it is. 10% increase on season tickets for money to go to pay for players. It's brilliant. He's the smartest athletic director in the country, and I can't believe that others haven't followed him. He's been ahead of the game ever since. You remember when he went and sued the NCAA with the attorney general of the state and won. This guy knows and understands that it's all about getting money for these players, and instead of fighting it like Dabo Swinney and all these other guys, he's at the forefront of doing it. So you look at it and say, all right, yes, it is an increase for the fans when they're paying their season tickets. It is, but it's going to the players. It's going to recruiting. It's going to every single thing that you absolutely wanted. And let me tell you this, Neyland Stadium holds 102,000 people. They've been sold out of season tickets for years and years and years. And there's a waiting list of 15,000 people to get season tickets, and it's going to go up. It's brilliant. And I'll tell you this too. All right. I've got it right here. Okay. You can even read the address.
Wow.
Yeah, got it right there. Because that's exactly what it's going to be to get you one of these, all right, to bring it on. And I'll end it with this. Not only, and I'll tell you why, this AD is the best in the country. He's got a top 5 basketball team, top 5 football team, just won a national championship in baseball. And you want to know why? Because this. Read this right here. You see that? Nico, all right? This man is getting merch deals for his players. He's getting everything set up because it's all about, you want to win? Come here. I'll get you paid. Don't worry about that. And the best part is it just keeps coming. Look at their recruiting on fire.
Aaron says Tennessee sports are going to start collecting national championships. I was a season ticket holder from 2003 to 2010. This is how you get it going. Let's bring the other guys in. AB just described it very, very well. DG, let's just make it simple with the math. If it's a $100 ticket, it's going to be $110. Do you think anybody is going to complain about that when you only have to buy 6 home games a year or 7 home games a year? To me, this is brilliant. Your take, DG.
Yeah, this goes into the direction of you want to win. So put your money where your mouth is as a fan, but also you're talking about the AD, put your money where your mouth is. And I think that's is very important. The only thing that's ever going to come bad on this is if you're not winning. And so if you are paying, let's say it does increase to 20% in some other teams that they might want to get a little greedy. I think that could be an issue, but 10%, it's just taxes in a sense. But as long as you're winning, this cures all.
And now, Charles, none of these big collectives have to go around, and they still probably will to get more money, but this kind of circumvents the entire system where now it's very, very regulated. They know how much is going to come in. They know how much exactly before the season because they set the ticket prices, Chuck.
I thought this was an extremely creative way in order to help compensate the players. They're basically just charging a vig on the ticket. So,
yeah.
As long as they're winning, like DG said, I think it'll go over well. A great fan experience, a great time at the game. So as long as you have a winning product on the field, I don't think the consumers will mind that extra expense.
I don't think you're going to hear one. There may be like the occasional Seabass. They not saying you, but I'm saying Seabass. There could be the occasional person who says, I don't want to do it. And like AB said, if they walk away, I got 15,000 other people who are ready to step in. This is a can't miss, Seabass.
I don't know, Coach. Curmudgeon Chris checking in here.
Oh, no. Talk to me. Let's go.
All right. So, AB, you gave us a great breakdown last week or the week before about how the universities are not involved in the NIL money, that there is a middleman who controls all of this so that the schools can not be involved with that. The universities are already a for-profit organization. They have been forever. They've been taking on. Now they're going to take more. They say that it's going to go to the players, but you also mentioned something else in there that they're going to use it for recruiting. Well, how much is going to players? I'm all for the players getting paid, but who's going to regulate all this? How are you going to make sure that my 10% for my nosebleed season ticket that I paid $50 for, so here's an extra $5? I don't care about the money. But how are we ensuring it's actually going to the players? Now, you have a connection there at Tennessee. Maybe you're friends with the AD. I don't know, and you believe that guy. I'm talking about as this progresses into other schools, I just see it becoming a problem down the line. I mean, I think it's a great idea, but it's the backside of it that worries me a little bit.
AB, answer that.
Yeah, look. Number one, I love Curmudgeon Chris. All right, that's another segment right there. Number two, he's not wrong, right? Because across the country, you look, it's like, how do you know where the money's going? And I'll show you this part right here. So it's like you can see, okay, exactly what it is. Hey, here's my donation. I'm going to make it for the campus fund, other football. Now, whether that goes to it or not at schools, who knows? But that's how they break it down, because I'll tell you what, 102,000 people ain't showing up for a math test, Hoss. We're putting it to the football team. That's where it's going. And I'll say this. Last year, all right, 2023, 2024, the Tennessee Fund raised a record. You ready for this? $139.7 million. 1 year.
Wow.
These boys got money.
Yeah, DG, go.
I got a question. I wonder if they're going to do it for other sports, especially like Tennessee, for example. Would that help other sports? Maybe a lower percentage, but also the tickets might not be as expensive. So 10% on a $25 ticket is still, a good fee to get. So I'm curious how they do that with other sports going forward.
It does. Yeah. To answer your question, yes. So it's going to help the non-revenue producing sports, right?
Okay.
Now they'll certainly do things, to raise money specifically, but yes, that's where it goes for, to make sure that all sports, men's and women's, as much as they can, are represented.
Omar says, I think we're in the wrong business. Let me get to Raphael and DG. I'll come back to you. Raphael, you haven't had your voice in on this yet, and you're always kind of the wait and see guy for our crew. What do you see here?
Yeah, I'm waiting to see. Yeah, Tennessee said 10%. Who's going to be the 12%? Who's going to be the 13%? The Charles said the VIG. Yeah, the VIG used to be minus 110 back in the day when I first started. Now the VIG's minus 112, pretty much all over the place. Who's going to be that team that's going to say 12, 13, 14, 15%? Because, yeah, Tennessee started it, but they probably started low. Just like quarterbacks, when it's your turn to get paid, someone else is going to do 12%, 13%, 14%. And I'm sure it's going to be the almighty SEC because it just pays more.
I knew this topic was going to be fire. DG, back to you. What do you got?
No, I was just going to say I agree with that because it does pay out to other sports. That helps everybody. Just as the old say, the cream rises to the top. Everybody wins in a sense if somebody's doing better. So the football team making that extra money helps every program and helps the entire university.
I think you guys bring up a lot of good points. And to get back to what Seabass said, it's nice at Tennessee and probably every SEC school, to be honest. But what about a Mountain West school if they decide they want to do it? What about Boise State? If Boise State, who has about an 80% fill the stadium up, can they really do it? A, B, can you do it if you're a school that doesn't sell out and you really worry about the live audience?
Well, it's all about engagement, man. I mean, you see schools that aren't huge. Look at Appalachian State. All right, that's a rabid fan base. They've been all over it. They're not a massive school in terms of, you look at, the Blue Bloods, things like that. So, yeah, I mean, you could do it. You just have to be in tune with your customer, right? Put out a good product and be engaged. That model works in any industry. If you're not, the seat's going to be empty.
So this is so fascinating. And I really think about it, Seabass, as I come back to you, because I think you bring up something that we all need to think about as we try to become smarter sports fans. And this will absolutely trickle down to so many different things. But as DG said, all the other sports, Tennessee is I think they're a great school to try this out with. But as I think about OU, for example, who they're playing this week, or a kind of a side school in the SEC, like maybe a Florida or a Florida State, big school, but right now not doing very well. What do you think those schools will do?
The same thing. Listen, these big schools, especially the ones in the SEC, their fan base is huge. Their college football fans are the most loyal fans in all of sports, I would say. There's no switching because it's a turnover every 4 years or 3 years, right? You know that kids are going to graduate, kids are coming in, but it's what they've built there within these universities. It's like AB said, that if you're putting out a good product, if you're engaged, it'll work anywhere.
You're damn right. Raphael, in the chat, you said FCS schools could benefit with this. How?
They don't have to do the 10%, but we'll do North Dakota State. They sell out every game that they play. Everyone's wearing a green and yellow. You can do 3, 4, 5% and still benefit your school for football and other sports. I think the FCS should look into this. Don't do the 10%. You can do 3, 4, 5%. This is going to help them with NIL and getting some kids that maybe thought about maybe going to like the Fun Belt or the Big Ten. You can get a big school, a big player going there.
That's a great thought process. Charles, it doesn't have to be 10%. It can be whatever a school chooses to do.
Actually, yeah, any percentage they want to lay out. And I know these other schools, they're already like, thank you, Tennessee. They're probably at the chalkboard determining what type of percentage they want to charge. I know, think about the LSUs of the worlds, Alabama, Texas, how much extra income they can generate based off of this new opportunity. So, I bet everyone is scrambling around in the meeting boards and the chalkboards to kind of see what they can come up with in order to, put a little extra money in their pockets.
You got about 30 seconds, AB. I want you to wrap up this conversation. How there in Tennessee has this been received? Local news, kind of the surge. What are you feeling?
All over it. They want to win. That's it. They want to win, period. They'll pay it. They've been paying it, not afraid to pay it. The donors want to pay it. Everyone's in, all in. Go out and win. And that's what Danny White, this AD, has done. He's showed up and won in every single sport.
It's what it boils down to, ladies and gentlemen. Are you going to win? Which translates to getting the best players, which translates to championships, which translates to tens of millions of dollars. And in a new era where 12 teams make the college football playoff, you've got to do everything in your power to have that edge. And Tennessee is the first one in line. You're watching DTL in the morning. What a good show today. Live on Stadium. We continue on here on our YouTube page, and a big story out of the NFL. AB, we'll start with you. That Tua has been placed on the IR, and there's a lot of new rules with the IR. You got to stay out a certain number of games, but this is bigger than that. There's stories out there that Miami may want to go after the likes of Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh. Do you think there's a scenario that the Steelers would make that play?
There definitely is, right? The Steelers are always down to make a deal. Here's my thought process on this. Beyond football, a legal standpoint, we're getting close to the area where the Dolphins and the NFL, they might have a legal liability on their hands with Tua. I don't know where that is. They're certainly much more intelligent than I am, but I wonder, because all of this is public. We're seeing it happen in real time, and I don't know where it is. So I'm fascinated with what Miami and the NFL as a whole does when he comes back.
DG, they're not going to stay with Thompson as their go-to guy. You got to have two quarterbacks. And I'm looking at Pittsburgh, and Justin Fields has managed 2 wins, but are you confident enough to let Russell Wilson potentially walk out the door?
Yeah, listen, I think that Justin Fields has been good enough. I think that they could maybe use, I guess, getting some piece back if you were to get rid of Russell Wilson, because if you can win with Justin Fields, I don't know what else you need that Russell Wilson can do, because he's not shown that he is that good of a player either as of late. And so I don't know if Miami would want him. I think that Miami could use him. I just don't know if they would really want him just because of how bad he played in Denver in the past couple of years.
Raphael, I got about 15 seconds.
It's all about what the Steelers can get for him. Not that they're going to trade him. It's what they can get. Keep an eye out for Bryce Young next year for Miami. I'm hearing a lot of talk with Bryce Young going to Miami next year in a trade. Bryce Young is going to be very interesting next year. Raiders, Dolphins, Steelers, very interesting next year with Young.
There is no question that Bryce Young will have a future. And sometimes seeing a different uniform, a different stadium, different grass can change how you play. We'll see. All right, we're back on Stadium live in 5 seconds. Welcome back. We crossed the bottom of the hour, having a really good, fun show today. Sometimes you have those shows where you never know where a topic is going to take you. The chat is still popping about that Tennessee topic, and it will continue to have discussions as the world of college football evolves, so to speak. But here on Wednesday, sometimes you just got to let it out. Sometimes you just got to let your feelings be heard in about 45 seconds or less. You guys loved it last week. We're going to do it every single week. This is what we call Rant Wednesday. On any topic that you want. AB, nobody rants like you. Start us off.
YouTube. Anybody that has operated YouTube with a show understands that every show that you produce comes with a check after it when you publish it, right? Making sure that you're not putting out, bad content, harmful content, etc. It's standard. Well, on my own channel, the AB3, we're doing a thing called How to Build a Brand. Last night, I recorded it 4 different times. The episode was titled The Distribution and the Work. All right. What it is building a brand and getting your distribution, newsletters, blah, blah, blah. All right. Keeps getting flagged. I've recorded it 1 million times now. Why? YouTube now thinks by reading that title that I'm selling drugs and cocaine online through YouTube because it's called Distribution and Work. It's hilarious. I don't know why it keeps flagging it, but it does. So apparently we're revolutionizing that business on YouTube. So yeah, that's my rant. Thanks a lot, AI. Zips through YouTube. Let's go.
Tony says, I thought AB had a rant already. Somebody said they love your Dr. Evil voice. Oh, my God. I love Rant Wednesday. I can picture you, AB, last night losing your mind over the fact.
It was 2:30 in the morning. I recorded it for the 5th time. And then YouTube is like, nope, not doing that. You're going to San Quentin. Thanks.
Oh, my God. Guzzle Money says, I want some AB. All right. Who's up next? Seabass, I can't wait to hear what you got for us today. You're up, sir.
We're going to go to the restaurant industry. Everybody is out watching games, right? With your boys, with your friends, your family, whatever. Everybody orders a whole bunch of different food. I don't want to see your 6 credit cards. Somebody just man up and pay the damn bill. I only had one chicken wing. I didn't have 3 beers. I only had one. Nobody gives a just pay the check. One person pays the check. You hang out with these people, I am assuming, multiple times throughout the year, rotate it around. Do you know how long it takes for a server or a bartender to sit there and process these 6 credit cards because you only want to pay $19.12 as opposed to $25? Get out of my face. I don't have time for all this. I've got other things to do. Plus, I'm being hit with a 3% charge on all of those credit card transactions anyway. One person, please, just pay the bill. Talk to your friends. I'll pay it this time. You get it the next time. Please, something more than your 6 credit cards.
Liddy says, I love credit card roulette. Unless you lose. Unless you lose. Again, now I'm seeing Seabass back in the kitchen going, enough. Enough. All right, I'm loving this. DG, you're up next. What do you got, big boy?
Yeah, so as everybody know, I missed the show last Wednesday, and I'm an executive with my company making executive level decisions, and then I go back and watch the show, and bro, I didn't realize that the owner of Driving the Line was going to have a show and tell on a Wednesday. I didn't know that we were bringing on our little toys on the show. Yeah, I might not be from New York, and I might not be loud, but I am a part of the crew. I'm a man of the people. I'm just lucky enough to be on this side of the camera, giving out plays and entertaining the folks. But Coach, you talked about replacing me? Me? Coach, there's no replacing me. I am with the crew. And so going forward, I like a little respect on my name. So I don't need to have this Wally Pip being a part of the conversation. Coach, I'm here to stay. I'm even doing this with COVID, Coach. So from now on, put a little respect on my name because there's no getting rid of me. And Coach, you can put your house on that.
I got 2 words for that rant. Weak sauce. Weak sauce. I'm going to let it go, though. I'm going to let it go. We got to be better, as heel coach loves to say. All right, Raphael, I know you can do better than that. What do you got today?
So I worked at MGM for many, many, many Super Bowls. And now the Tropicana is closing. And you're charging $50 to watch one of my beloved casinos get blown up. It was the first hotel I stayed at during a Super Bowl week. Because Super Bowl week, when you work in a book, you work 16 to 18 hours. So why go home? Just stay at a hotel next door and just walk there. You're blowing it up. It makes me sad. Subway. Loved Subway there. Loved going over to the sports book and playing horses there during my break. You're charging $50 to blow up one of the icons of Las Vegas on the strip on Tropicana. To put the Oakland A's there? Give me a break. Do better, Las Vegas. $50? Ugh.
I'm trying to figure out how high your voice can actually go when you're doing your rant, Raphael. That's what
I'm upset. I'm upset, Coach. $50 to one of my favorite casinos. My first hotel I stayed at and I got paid to stay there. MGM paid my hotel room. It's just
Raphael, you want to make $50 today?
Sure.
You got YouTube?
Yeah, you got YouTube. We need a page. We need a new page. TJ says DG used his rant on Coach. TJ, that's what I do. I'm in everybody's head. Producer man, I need my one shot. Because the one thing I'm not going to do, you guys all know how I feel about crutches, verbal crutches. Again, obvious, all that. Well, I'm getting sick and tired of my man Raphael raining on my parade. And what I'm talking about, he always says, pump the brakes, pump the brakes, pump the brakes. I've always said this since the mid-'90s when Michael Jordan was the best basketball player in real time. But you're not allowed to talk about it until they're done. Tom Brady can't talk about being the best until he's done. Patrick Mahomes can't talk about being the best until he's done. I want to start a revolution where we're allowed to talk about the greatness of a player historically in real time. If I hear one more time, pump the brakes, I'm going to pump those brakes. Raphael. Now, we've got a little college football coming. Yeah, you better look around. You better look around. I'm coming right at you, right between the eyes, big boy. All right, good job today for most of you. All right, college football, we always use Wednesdays to look ahead. Tuesdays is the NFL because in football, you always want to try and beat said number. So here's the featured games according to us this particular week. And AB, I'm coming over to you. Clearly, that bottom game is where your focus is, but are you surprised that Tennessee on the road is a touchdown favorite. Your take?
I'm fascinated to see where this number goes, right? 7, right there. Is it going to go 6.5? Is it going to go 7.5? Raphael's a much more intelligent person to ask in regards to that, but that is a massive spot for a team on the road. And then you see a total of 57.5. You see it. Why is it 57.5? Well, think about key numbers there. 8 times 7. All right, 56. But does a team go for 2? Okay. Do you accept that? That would be 57, but then they're going 57. I can't wait. Like, the books have got this exactly right. And I'm fascinated to see which way it goes. But you know me, give me the over.
You're damn right. I can't even imagine somebody betting the under in the Tennessee OU games. I mean, that would be the worst sweat of all freaking time. Zach says USC, Michigan over. DG, do you agree with him?
I don't know about that over in that game. The only thing I'm touching on that USC Michigan game is the -5.5 for USC. Michigan sucks. They can't score. I don't believe anything about them. I can't believe that line for USC is so low, but USC hasn't shown they're that good either right now. So that game completely is a stay away. The only thing I'm looking at is that USC -5.5.
I think USC looked really good in their first week, Seabass. And going on the road, this is now, for people who forget, this is a conference game now. It's not one of those two big schools match up. But when you see these two and they're both ranked, and now with the at-large bids, USC is a team that wants everybody. And when you get a game like this at the Big House, I don't care how bad Michigan is, this is a showcase spot for USC. Seabass, go.
I do think it's a showcase for USC. This is their chance to say, look, we went to a neutral site. We beat LSU. We just won at home. Now we're headed to the Big House to win again. Great game. I can't wait to watch that one. But we've got football on Friday night as well, that Illinois-Nebraska game. And everyone knows how much I just enjoy Big Ten football. Two big, ugly, slow teams, right? Big Ten, big, slow, and ugly. So I'm kind of looking at the under here. Nebraska, their pass game, Rayola, pretty solid, but Illinois, a little bit more run heavy, so looking to eat up some of the more of that clock to keep Rayola off the field. I'm looking at an under here.
Wow, leave it to curmudgeon Chris to go with a 42.5 point under in college football. Yuck. Raphael, pick me up, dog. Pick me up.
Imagine Chris also likes to total the Steelers game in NFL Sunday, but I'm going to go to the Tennessee-Oklahoma game. This one, the reason why it's 7 in the total is because the books are covering the teaser action that they're going to get all game long on Tennessee and over. Probably some Oklahoma 7-point teaser because you can get it up to 14. If you add that half a point back up there, then you're forced to trying to get middled on the teasers or heavy action on one side. It's probably going to stay 7, maybe move the juice around -120 like some books have right now, begging Oklahoma money for +7 even money. But keep an eye out for this one because teasers are going to be flooded on this one. So I think it's going to stay just the same ways so the books can save themselves on teasers.
And try to make sure you have a half a point. Big Chuck, I don't know if you just didn't want to participate in Rant Wednesday or what, but your thoughts on college football, big boy?
It was bad luck to Rant after you're on a good roll. So, and I got my Rant out on Monday. So I actually like the under in all 3 games, believe it or not, that everyone's loving that over in Tennessee, but I think the familiarity with Venables and Heupel, I think this is going to be a surprisingly lower scoring game. So I'm actually eyeballing the under in all 3 games, and I kind of like Michigan as a dog at the Big House also.
Did you just say you like all the unders? AB, save this segment, please.
Let me give something to go with what Big Chuck just said. If you want to know a fact, Tennessee's defense hasn't given up a touchdown since before the bowl game. They beat Iowa 35-0 last year. Haven't given up 1 touchdown since. There could be an under, man. Like, just be careful.
Wait a second. You just said they haven't given up a touchdown since a 35-0 game last year?
Since before that.
Oh, before that. So,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No. I that's likely on me. Like, I probably worded that horrifically. But yeah. So. Yeah.
Oh, man. And AB, you have Big Chuck's back. The chat has Big Chuck's back. He can do no wrong right now. The man can absolutely do no wrong. What a fun show. You just never know. What a fun show today live on stage. When we come back, if you missed our picks off the top, We got you covered in the whip around. We are live on a Wednesday right here on Stadium. We continue on here on our YouTube page. And when we talk about all these big games, AB, I think now that we're into week 3, that yes, the rankings matter, but I can't wait for the playoff rankings to come out. It's still another month or 5 weeks away. How much do you think the college coaches are still thinking about that? Like when Tennessee plays OU, that's a big spotlight for later in the season.
It is big. And I'll tell you this, this is what is going to be the largest discussion point that no one's talking about now are these conference championship games. Last year, when the playoff committee set the precedent that a perfect Florida State team could win the ACC and be punished for playing an additional game, I guarantee you now, coaches are going to look at conference championships and say, why the hell am I playing in this game? If you're number 1 Texas, undefeated, you've got number 1 spot lined up, why are you going to go play Georgia? I have nothing to win in this game. That's going to be the biggest part of this. And coaches, yes, like you said, are looking at right now, get every single point that you can.
Interesting. Every single point, DG, and who do we play and when do we play them? A lot to think about if you're these big colleges.
Yeah, and I'm going to look at a lot of these games, that we're looking at. I just got the number from John Eccles. He was saying that you can play all those favorites, Nebraska, Tennessee, and I think the other one was USC, plus 164. I love that. But yeah, there's a lot to look at that with these teams. And so I'm just honestly forgot the question you asked.
That's okay. I'm going to Seabass. Seabass, I got about 20 seconds on the fact that these big colleges, there's so much more to think about right now than just winning the game.
Yeah, gone are the days of win 10 games and we'll vote you as the national champion. Once we went into this playoff scenario in college football, it changed the whole landscape of the game and what becomes more important and how you get in. And now we saw that 4 teams wasn't enough. So now we've gone to this 12 team. Yeah, it definitely changes the thought process. It's how can I get all the way to that national championship game.
I also think that we need to have DG change his COVID medicine as well as we move forward because it's affecting his memory. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live on Stadium in just 5 seconds. All right, we continue on here live, DTL on Stadium in the morning and having a blast going 6 wide with the best crew in the business. Now, we can't forget about baseball. And yesterday for me, it sucked so badly, but there are still a few teams that actually want to play. So at DraftKings and a few other sports books, you can play combo home run numbers. Walker Marte, Arozarena, and Aaron Judge. Boy, the Yankees put it on Seattle last night, didn't they? Adames and Schwarber, Luis Ramirez, and then Shohei going for a 50-50 season. Are you serious right now? And also you got Mookie Betts at plus 230. I like it. Big Chuck, where are we going?
Are you kidding me? Mookie Betts and Shohei at plus 230. Sign me up. I think we'll please see plenty of runs in this game against that Marlins pitching staff. Plus, I guaranteed a full 9 at bats. Yeah, show purposes. Betts Ohtani plus 230.
I like it. Big Cheesy agrees with you too. DG, go.
I like Big Willie and Kyle Schwarber to go plus 190 there. I also like that Betts and Ohtani a lot.
Seabass.
Since I've got over 4.5 hits on Peralta today, I'm going to go with Willie Adames and Kyle Schwarber as well. But I'm going to go off the board as well. It's been a while. And Salvador Perez to get one today.
Oh, a little off the board. We haven't done that in a while, huh, Charles? Raphael, talk to me.
I'm going Betts Ohtani too, plus 230. But wow, Adrian Wojciechowski just announced he's retiring. I'm just floored right now. I'm hoping it's not for health reasons. I can't believe I just read that. It's shocking.
Raphael, you're taking my flow. I was just getting ready to head into that in like 30 seconds.
Well, I'm still mad at that rant you did, so that's why I took your flow away.
I respect that too.
Wow.
AB, where are you going?
I wish Shams would have beaten Woj breaking the news of his own retirement. That would have been hilarious. I'm going to go Christian Walker. I'm going Christian Walker, Del Marte here, plus 120. It is obviously the chalk, but I'm feeling it right here.
You know what's crazy is when you think about Woj or Adam Schefter, and I worked at Tennessee at ESPN, as you guys know, for a little bit over 10 years, and I would not want those jobs for anything. I remember Schefter would walk in and he'd have the 2 phones and he would sit them. And it became kind of a gimmick for him where he would look at the phone even when it wasn't going off, just to like, yeah, Seabass, just like that. And it was just nuts. And Woj is the same way. These guys can never turn it off because their entire job is to beat to the point. AB?
Yeah, sorry. Look, you said that, and one, that's hilarious. And number 2, that is a brilliant move because what does it do? You can get out of any work meeting that you want to. I'm sorry, guys. I got to take this. It's John Gruden on the phone. I'll be back. And then you just go outside and have a cigarette or whatever it is Adam Schefter does.
To tell you how not debilitating, but he got to a point where he went to the bosses at ESPN and said, I need to do something else. And they put him on as a sideline reporter for basketball because it becomes all-consuming. It's all-consuming. And as great as all of you at home think it might be to do what we do, I'm telling you right now, you can ask the guys, we literally work all day for all of the shows that we do because we know where we're going. But, man, it's a lot of work. And those guys, all respect. All respect. All right. A lot of you weren't here at 10 a.m. Eastern time because you got stuff to do. You got jobs. You're moving around. We get it. But we wanted to make sure you have all of our fire picks, and we do everything 10 seconds or less, 1 nugget on each play. We like to call it the whip around. Does ESPN have Coach SportsCenter reruns? No, John, they do not. That would be brutal to watch 7 years ago. All right, we got to go through all of them. Sorry, Big Chuck, I cannot split them up for you here. 4 big plays, all on the pitch tonight. Start us off.
Champions League, Sparta Prague, Salzburg, over 3. I see at least 3 goals in this one, but I'm projecting 4 or more. PSG, team total over 2.5 versus Verona. I have them scoring at least 3 goals. Man City, Inter Milan, I have them both hitting the back of the net, 1-1, 2-1 type of scoreline. Lastly, MLS late night, Timbers, LA Galaxy, both teams to score in the first half.
In Minnesota. By the way, AB Robert says, I'm actually at work right now. See, that's what we're saying. We know all of you are. AB, you're up.
We're going A's Cubs today, over 7.5 at plus 100. We got a day game there. And look at Zach Phelps. Adam Schefter reported Woj's new position as the GM of St. Bonaventure basketball. Shefty, baby. That's how you do it. All right. And then we're going to go to Tennessee first and second half, both over 16.5 team total there, minus 115 and minus 110 respectively.
Is that a joke, AB?
No, that's true. He's becoming the GM of St. Bonaventure men's basketball, and Schefter broke it.
That is shocking. St. Bonaventure?
Wow.
That can't be serious. Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. All right, we got to keep going. Now, I can't even believe that. All right, Raphael, your 2 plays. Go.
Fun Belt on Thursday. Give me South Alabama team total under 27.5 minus 3 nickels, and Valdez plus 6 strikeouts for the Astros plus 135.
Seabass, you're up, big boy.
We're going to do Freddie Peralta over 4.5 hits today against the Phillies. And then we're going to do a hit parlay. Nick Castellanos and Salvador Perez, both to get a hit at plus 116.
I like it. DG, you're up.
Justin Steele coming off of the IL, 7Ks at plus 164. I like him at 6 as well at minus 120. And we're going to go to Florida, Mississippi State under 59 at minus 110 just because both teams suck. And make sure you follow my guy, Mark, at Better Days Ahead. He's giving out pitching lines for the first inning. A lot better than the Nerfy, the Yerfy.
We don't say that word on this show. Ever. All right, it makes a little bit more sense now, AB. He's an alum, according to Matt in the chat. Woj is an alum at St. Bonaventure. This also plays into what I just said. Those, as great as that job is, think about how long he's been breaking news in the NBA. I mean, it's you literally have no life. So this makes sense at the tail end of your career, huh, AB?
It does make sense, and I'll tell you this: if you want to, if you want to know a fun fact, insider news here in the mascot world, St. Bonaventure has a mascot. It's a bird. Okay, now the one rule that it has, it can never stop flapping its wings. I'm telling you, sometimes it'll do 1, sometimes it'll do 2. But watch it. I swear this is not a joke. It has to continuously flap at least 1 wing the entire game. So keep that in mind. Anytime you watch St. Bonaventure basketball, that bird will be there on the court going 1, 2, whatever. I swear to you, it's a thing.
I need to see that person's shoulders.
Yeah. They're jacked.
Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson's in there.
Where you come up with some of this stuff is beyond
Oh, wait, sorry.
me.
That's St. Joseph's. I apologize. I messed that one up. I screwed everybody up. That is St. Joseph's. That's what it is. Yes,
We
sorry.
do the whole thing.
Spelled
My
on.
bad.
Yeah.
We got to go to
fill me up.
Philadelphia instead.
Yeah. That's it.
I did a game once at St. Bonaventure, and you have to fly into Buffalo. I kid you not. In wintertime, it's brutal. You guys have seen Buffalo in the winter. You got to drive 2 hours from Buffalo just to get to St. Bonaventure. It's in the middle of nowhere, and I mean nowhere. You guys have me all in my feelings today. Everybody in the chat's talking about old jobs that we all used to have, places we used to be, getting together, DTL family. I absolutely love what we're doing, what we're building. We've only got about a minute left. So, DG, I got to come back over to you because a lot of people in the chat are talking about getting together in the Midwest. And you're also our college football guy. You're our aficionado. As we start to look forward, and we've got the big podcast today, what's the one game of the ones we've talked about that you want everybody in the chat to focus on?
I think the game that everybody's going to be watching is that Tennessee-Oklahoma game. But if I can give you a sleeper game, watch Indiana Hoosiers. They are really, really good. I don't know why they're not ranked, but if there's one team I'm looking at, it's Indiana. They're just on fire right now. I'm going to play that first quarter over for sure.
And that's why I go to DJ. I got 30 seconds, AB. I got to know what you have in your hand right now.
Yeah. They just said Adam Schefter has 2 phones. Who else has 2 phones? Adam, let's go.
All right, real quick, what's the Howie Schwab crew play? You guys are too much. AB, I got 20 seconds.
A's Cubs over 7.5. I'll give it to you in 3 seconds. Crew's feeling it there in Wrigley.
And this is why we love doing this show. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. All right, producer man, give me my one shot. It's now time for all of you to go out into the world, pay it forward, be kind to one another, be honest with each other. That's the only way that this thing can work. And understand this, there is only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Wednesday bounce back tickets straight to the pay window. My entire crew, Lumbo, my man from the Dirty Chuck. Best numbers guy, Raphael. I got DG getting over COVID. I got Seabass, AB, producer man. I'm the coach. We grind for you so we can win with you every single day live on Stadium. Good luck.